Come talk to us and
They're getting excited about the next meeting already.
yeah, let's work on one at a time.
Yeah.
Good evening. I'd like to call the Tuesday, January 7th meeting to order. If I could ask you to please rise for our Pledge of Allegiance and our invocation, which will be done by our City Attorney, Mr. Tom Trask.
Heavenly Father, may we come to see that we have many skills and talents that we can use, that we are a positive influence on many people, that there are those around us who wish us well. May we come to value that today is a blessing to be enjoyed, that each person is unique and important, and that each moment of our lives has meaning. This we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, and once again, welcome. It's been quite some time since we've all met. Hope everybody had a great holiday and a good new year. Glad to see everybody back. Please no misbehaving. We have a lot of firepower in the house tonight. Our first item tonight is our Community Redevelopment Agency. We have one item. Consider an application for a setback variance to construct a garage at 107 Buckingham Avenue West. It is a Snyder hearing. Our city attorney will take over.
Right. Anyone that's going to testify or speak at this particular portion of the agenda, if you could stand up, raise your right hand, and be sworn in. Is the applicant here tonight?
Yes. We'll do it after that.
Okay. You want to do the citizens open forum first?
Since
Since it's on the agenda first, we might as well. We'll go ahead and swear you in as we got you up, okay? Sir, are you going to speak?
If necessary.
Okay. You swear to tell you swear that the testimony you're about to give at this proceeding will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, thanks. Okay, since you skipped over citizens open
You
forum.
can tell we've been on vacation for a while. The Citizens Open Forum, it allows you to address the council. We only have a couple of rules. State your name and address clearly for the record. Do not address anything that's on the agenda tonight and keep it to no more than 5 minutes. Does anybody on this side of the room wish to address? Nice, yeah.
Happy New Year, Jerry Antozzi, 509 Shore Drive East, right here in Oldsmar. As volunteer curator of the Oldsmar Historical Society, I'd like to tell you about some of our January events that are coming. And those that are listening on TV, take notes and come. This Saturday, January 11th at 10 o'clock, right here at the bank building, second floor, we're going to have our regular meeting. We're going to be interviewing Loretta Wyatt, longtime resident. She hasn't been interviewed yet. I know Jerry Beaverland's interviewed a lot, and I go down the list and I called her and she hasn't been interviewed. So it should be very interesting because she's been a longtime resident. She's been in different organizations. She's actually been on council as well. It's free, so please come. Sunday, January 11th, this Sunday at 10 a.m., we're having our Oldsmar Historical Society walk, led by our council member, Gabby McGee. Should be a lot of fun. It's at 10 o'clock. It should run about an hour. And you can leave if you have to leave earlier, but it's a fun walk. The weather should be better. It shouldn't be too cool. It should be warming up. So please come for that too. Then over the holidays, I don't know if any of you stepped foot in the Oldsmar Public Library, but I was there and I bought 3 copies. But there's more. The first 100 have been printed by our very own Jerry Beaverland. I was going to say Gerald Beaverland, too. Goes by that name. But this is Jerry's 3rd book, and it's Oldsmar Revisited. The pictures go from 1916 to 1926. If you go to the library, you can purchase the book for $38. It benefits the Friends of the Oldsmar Public Library. Great pictures. A lot of hard work. And very, very interesting. So good job, Jerry. Thank you. He's going to have a 4th book, I know. But already has 3.
The best of? Is that
Well, if you like pictures,
Yeah.
it's a lot of very good pictures. So thank you. Have a nice.
Thank you.
Fourth one about a third finished,
You have another one almost finished?
about a third.
A 3rd. Good. See, keep them coming.
That's right.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Jerry. Anybody else on this side of the room? Anybody on this side of the room wish to address the council? Seeing nobody else, we'll close the citizens' open forum and go back to the Community Redevelopment Agency. And now, Tom, you can take over.
Okay, now we can have staff make a presentation about this application. Marie?
I'm Marie Daphne, Planning and Redevelopment Director. This property is located at 107 Buckingham Avenue West. And the property has a zoning designation of Town Center Residential, TCR, and a future land use designation of Community Redevelopment District. It's currently developed with a single-family home. The applicant is requesting 2 variances in order to construct a detached 2-car garage. He's asking for a variance in the side yard setback from 5 feet to 3 feet and to reduce the rear yard setback from 5 feet to 4 feet. You can see from this slide that it's an interior lot, and the variances that he's requesting are on the southeast corner of the property. The reason he's asking to reduce the setback for the rear and the side is to save a pecan tree, and I think I have a picture of it. No. Oh, backing up a little bit, there's where the garage will be located. You can see there's an existing driveway. And this is a picture that the applicant provided to us. He's cordoned off the area where the garage will be located, so you can see that there's adequate separation from the fence to the proposed garage. That's a picture of the pecan tree. You can see that it's very mature, very large. The code does provide for trees that are specimen trees to be saved. You know, and that would be like an oak or a maple, hickory. And this is not a protected tree, but it is a very large mature tree. And we feel that that the applicant's request is should be considered in this case. So you can see the picture of the pecan tree again. And that's
you need to tell everybody, my son has a huge pecan tree.
Yeah.
In the wintertime, they look horrible. They lose all their leaves.
Well, I think that's a
So
picture
that
of
is
it.
not a dead pecan tree, that's just one in the winter.
So staff reviewed this against the 10 conditions outlined in section 3.17.3 of the Land Development Code, and based on that review, staff is recommending approval of the variance requests to reduce the side yard setback from 5 feet to 3 feet and to reduce the rear yard setback from 5 feet to 4 feet in order to construct the detached accessory garage. And that's a slide of that. So I'd like to enter the staff report into the record, and if you have any questions, I'll try to answer them.
This is a public hearing. Anybody else would like to address that was sworn in? No?
We just need to make sure the applicant is here in the audience. Do you want to address the council at all tonight?
I don't believe it's necessary. She did a fabulous job.
Seeing nobody, I'll close the public hearing. I need a motion.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Let me just make sure that the motion is to approve staff recommendation for the variances that are being sought by the applicant.
And Tom,
That's for
just,
proponents and opponents?
Yeah, well, he opened it up to the public, and then nobody stood up or said anything.
for discussion, I just wanted to quickly comment before we vote that Keith is technically one of my neighbors. So I just wanted to call that out. I don't have any issue or objection to it, but wanted to mention that.
And you don't have a conflict just
You don't
because
have
he's
a
a neighbor.
conflict.
Right, okay.
Motion and a second. Any other discussion? Please call the roll.
Councilmember Beaverland?
Yes.
Councilmember Mickey?
Yes.
Councilmember Norris?
Yes.
Mayor Beavis? Application for setback variance to construct a garage at 107 Buckingham Avenue is approved with 4 votes for and 0 against.
Back into the city council.
Now we're going back into the city council. The next item is the consent docket. 3 items: approve minutes of the December 3rd, 2013 city council meeting, approve payment to legal counsel, and authorize purchase of fencing for Canal Park on Pinellas County contract. Anybody wish to pull anything?
Nope.
If not, I need a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Yes.
Aye.
Approved. 4-0. Thank you so much. Next, the City of Oldsmar, and the first item is presentation of the Council Manager Award, and that's Councilmember McGee.
Good evening.
This gentleman that is receiving the Council Manager Award tonight is not only because he is so deserving of such an award and all that he has given to our city and citizens, but he is also retiring in 9 days, which is very bittersweet for all of us. It is truly an honor for me to present this award to our friend and deputy, Tom Petito. Tom, if you would come up here and join me, I'll say a few more words for you. Tom was born in Massachusetts. He served in the United States Marine Corps from 1969 to 1991, where he obtained the rank of First Sergeant. He joined the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office in 2000, where he started in detentions and corrections, and he transferred to patrol in 2003. He worked midnights in Oldsmar from 2005 to 2007, and he was assigned to community policing in 2007. He is the 8th member of his family to be in law enforcement. He has 2 daughters and married his beautiful wife, Luann, in 2012. Tom is now a dear friend of mine. He is always recognizable patrolling our city. Oldsmar is a very safe city with minimal crime, and that is because of deputies like Tom. Not only is he an outstanding law enforcement officer, he is an outstanding individual. I am often walking my dog downtown Oldsmar, and every time Tom drives by, he always stops for a hello and a chat. They say that dogs have a sense about people, and Remy always runs right over to his patrol car, puts his paws up on the window, of course I'm mortified, and then licks Tom on the face. You just know from that moment that you meet him that he has this huge heart and just genuinely cares about people. He will be truly missed by all of us. And I'm positive when I say thank you for all of your years of service here in the city that it would be echoed by every citizen fortunate enough to have met you, even if they may have not felt fortunate at the time. Tom also said in his biography, "Go Knowles," so great win last night. And also, I'm going to be handing it over to the mayor for a presentation of a gift, but wanted to just quickly thank the sheriff and the rest of the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office team for being here tonight, and wanted to allow you to say some words here.
Bring his wife up.
You guys are great. I'll tell you, if you can,
Bring your wife up.
Luann.
This is the official award, Tom, for you as well.
Oh, thank you very much. That's really nice. I got to tell you, if you got to spend any time doing a job, city of Oldsmar, what a place. There's probably 20 guys in line trying to get my job, but Deputy Lonnie Redmond's already stepped into place. He's been here before as a traffic deputy, and luckily we kept him here because he knows the city, he knows the citizens. I can't thank you enough for everybody here, everybody I've ever worked with, Jerry, Doug, Bruce, you've been really great. I really appreciate it, Tom, Linda, and Gabby, I tell you, and Ann, Kathy, everybody here. Everybody here from the newest hire all the way up to Bruce on a first name basis. And it's a privilege to work here, believe me. Sheriff, Major, Captain, Lieutenant, thank you for coming up. I really appreciate that very much. Mike, I work with Mike on midnights. Taught me more than you can understand. He did 25 years in Clearwater before he came to work for us. So he taught me more than anybody could realize. Thank you. Appreciate that.
And if you'll stay up here for a picture, and then and ask the mayor to come down as well for a gift. I'm going to get a picture of the two of them first. Okay, I'll get in there once, and then.
Congratulations. Hi, how are you? Good to see you. Check her for a taser.
When he found, tell him sorry.
Don't go up there yet. Stay down here with me.
I don't know how many of you know, but I also do country radio on US 103.5, and I consider Tom a great friend. His job comes first, but friendship as well, and to be able to laugh and joke as we do, it's great. And I don't know if you heard it, but you heard it, right? So I said something on the radio. He had just gotten married, and I said, I guess Luann must have had to taser him to get him to marry her. And so I've kind of lived that part from you.
Yeah, she was looking for you.
She was looking for me. So that's kind of been an on-running joke with us, but really congratulations. I've got a couple things for you. This is signed by everybody. On behalf of Oldsmar City Council and the City of Oldsmar, we thank you for your service over the years. Your devotion as our community police officer went well beyond the call of duty. Many found your dedication both heartfelt and inspiring. Your tireless contribution to our city will long be remembered. Signed by the City Council.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that very much.
And then we have your own parking lot casino only sign.
I like that. That's really,
It's a one of a kind for you.
that is definitely one of a kind. That's just great.
So congratulations, Lieutenant. Sheriff, do you want to say anything? Anybody? On behalf? Yeah, y'all should come up.
That's wild.
So you'll have to come get a picture.
Got one more gift.
Oh, yeah.
I agree.
You got it?
Pretty good.
They don't need me. Wait here, Tom, let me help you hold this.
We're not carrying it out the car, but we send you off with a case of Oldsmar's finest water.
Okay. Don't put a sign up. Yeah. Okay.
Before, Mayor, wait, you guys, before you sit down. You don't, the people of Oldsmar, the ones that are new in here, you don't really understand what these guys mean to the city. And I take pride in this, that I'm the reason why they're here. In 1975, I was with the Oldsmar Police Department. And to have a police department our size is nothing more than a can of worms. And I came into the City Hall after a problem we had, and I told the mayor at the time, Mayor Homer Brunson, I said, dissolve them now. Now. And he said, should I do that? And I said, do it now. Call the SO, bring the SO in for 3 months. And that way, by that time, all the confusion here in town, because the town was divided, by that time in 3 months, hire them full time. And in 1975, we brought these guys in, and they're the most professional group in the state of Florida. Every SO we've had, when you was on night shift, he shows me his car, the Black Demon. These guys are incredible. So from all of us, thank you for who you are. Tom, you can visit us.
I plan on it frequently.
Do the holiday sharing fund, right?
I'm sorry?
You're gonna still do the holiday sharing fund with Rick and,
As long as I'm here, yes.
nice.
Hey, Jerry?
One word testimonial.
Uh-oh. Thanks again, Tom, and congratulations, and hope you enjoy your retirement. And,
I'll see you.
Yeah, we'll see you around, definitely. Next item is consider the reappointment of Sandy Grimes to the Code Enforcement Board. Sandy is here. Would you like to step forward? Well, there's a little song we want you to sing. Ann has written it. Yeah.
We have a lot of questions to ask.
Oh, please, no, not today.
Yes, we do.
I have no voice.
You know the deal, and I think everybody up here knows who Sandy is, but we ask that you come before the council in case you have any questions of us or we have any questions of you. You're on probably one of the toughest boards that are out there is the Code Enforcement Board. You don't make any friends typically on that board, do you? You have any horror stories or anything about it? What's the worst one that you had?
Plenty of them. Tom knows them all. So it's Kathy.
There's got to be something. Hoarders, anything?
I think the toughest one was the temporary garages, the temporary ones. Canopies, thank you. That the city deemed no longer
No.
eligible. And that was quite a lengthy meeting.
Like carports, you mean? Or
The aluminum ones.
Covered garages.
covered garage?
Yes, that went quite a long time.
Yeah.
11 o'clock at night, I think. It was ugly.
Yeah. Well, thank you for wanting to be a part of that, and we appreciate it. Any other questions for Sandy?
Did you ever figure out who was the fake code enforcement officer that made up the violation for the one person? Remember we got an
I
email.
saw that, and I didn't quite
Yeah,
understand
did you hear about
exactly.
that? Somebody typed up a violation saying that it was from,
From us?
asserting that it was from code enforcement, saying that he couldn't have lettering
It
on
was
his
from the
commercial
city.
truck.
He was representing the code enforcement officer of the city.
Right,
An
I know.
aggravated neighbor.
Yeah.
So you have impersonators.
Yeah, I saw the email, and then I never
I thought it
followed
was
up.
funny.
Yeah, that's kind of funny.
This just happened.
Yeah. Like right before the holiday, right? Yeah, right before the holiday.
Let's just say we don't condone others trying that same method.
We don't either. No other questions? I need a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you again.
Sandy. Thank you.
Bye, Cindy.
Let's see, next is consider the reappointment of Susan Brandon, Tom Brown, Pat Lamfer, and Ken Siderwich to the Leisure Services Advisory Board.
You were close.
Which one? Siderwich?
Sidorwich.
Sidorwich. I'm from the Midwest. Just choir, are you gonna sing, or?
Hey, they're representing the Yankees, the Steelers, and the Rays. Nice.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, you do? Yeah, and Indiana University.
Bucks, the Bucks, right.
Can you guys introduce yourself? I don't know that I know all of you. Then you could, that way.
I'm Sue Brandon.
Tom Brown.
Pat Lampier.
Ken Sidorowicz.
And he's just a straggler?
He's my support.
Well, thank you. It's a pretty big board, the Leisure Services Board, and a lot of great stuff. I know that there was the merging of the boards, and I don't know how well that is going. Hopefully fairly well, and all the bumps have been worked out. Is that true?
No comment.
It's tough, especially when you have that many people. It's hard to sometimes come to a conclusion on things, I think, and everybody thinks their idea is the right idea, and sometimes that can be troublesome. But any questions for him?
You got a lot
We're
of.
working on it.
You've got a lot of years here
Yeah.
of service on
Yeah.
this board.
99.
This is the fun board. Sometimes.
Can be. Yeah.
I overheard Sue was in Iceland recently. Did you bring back any neat leisure ideas for the city of Oldsmar from Iceland?
Dog sledding's not too bad.
That's really neat.
A lot of years of service. Also, a lot of years living here in the city. A lot of years, and we thank you all.
Any questions of us? If not, I need a motion to approve all four.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Motion and second. All in favor?
Yes.
Aye.
Thank you. Passes 4-0.
Thank you.
Sue, happy birthday to Hunter, too.
Oh, yeah, right.
I saw that was today.
Next item is our city attorney.
I have nothing today. Thank
Nothing
you.
today. Awesome. Our city manager is next.
Thank you, Mayor. The next item, approve use agreement with Oldsmar Little League. Of course, you'll recall at the meeting in December, there was a good crowd in support of Oldsmar Little League, and we are endeavoring to work out a revised agreement, which we were kind of pushing through the holidays, but people were gone, including myself. We received some additional comments from Little League earlier today, so I'm going to recommend that the agreement be postponed till the next meeting on January 21st, so we can get those wrinkles ironed out. I don't think it's anything major. But before you take any action or to do that or something else, I would ask Mr. Reeves to also give you an update on what's happened over the last 30 days and kind of what we foresee the operation of Oldsmar Little League for this new year.
But we are going to postpone it for the next meeting.
Well, that's my recommendation. I mean,
need to
y'all are
have a
going to
motion.
decide that.
Yeah.
You got a
If you want to
motion.
go ahead, I mean,
You
that's
got
up
a
to you, Mayor,
motion
of
for
course.
that.
Motion and a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
It's postponed. Lynn Raves, the Leisure Services Director. I met with the new president of Little League prior to Christmas. We had a discussion about some of the things we wanted to adjust in the use agreement. Just to give you a quick highlight of that, the city and the league will develop a committee, 3 city staff and 3 board members to oversee the operations and expenditures of the league to try to get it moving forward. That's one of the changes in the use agreement. Also, the city will collect all the registration, sponsorship, clinic fees. We'll do that through our accounting system. We work that out with finance. And we will pay expenses up to the equivalent of those registration fees that are collected at that time. And then the only other real change was we're going to allocate the fields based on the number of participants, because over the years we've had issues with the league blocking the area, and we want to get it a little more fair, so we have space for everyone. As I said, I met with Dave Waldman, outlined this agreement. He took it to his board at that time, didn't indicate that there was any issue. Again, I met with him during the holidays, and then we forwarded this to him last week, and he had a couple things that are, I would call minor. They're not anything of any major consequence that we'll address with them and get that revised. Chris Phillips, the person that's handling the registration, routinely sends me emails and tells me where they're at. As of tonight at 7 o'clock, because I got an email from him at 7 o'clock, they have 51 people signed up for the league, which is low in comparison. They're planning to start Monday, so with their tryouts. And that's kind of where we're at right now.
A question, just for clarity, and I think I understand what you're saying, but when you said reworking the contract based on the number of people that sign up, so in other words, if only 75 people sign up, you'll determine how many fields that are required to accommodate that, as opposed to blocking out the whole park?
Typically, they have allocation systems where a Little League team is usually 10 to 12 players. So if you say there's 100 kids, you'd probably say that was 10 teams. So we would routinely give them space for the 10 teams to do their practice, play their games, etc.
Okay. Well, another thing that we're doing is that they're reorganizing themselves. So this is kind of a period where this is a learning period.
Yeah. It's definitely a learning period, and they found some more people to join their board. So I think moving forward, I think the city working together with them and kind of trying to shepherd this along and making sure that we have Little League in the city.
Dave has great intentions, but he's somewhat lost right now.
I think he's overwhelmed.
I will say this, over the weekend, I kind of direct him a little bit, because he called me. I mean, we got to give him a little latitude, or longitude, or wherever goes around the world, because you're right. He's a little overwhelmed right now.
Yeah, and I'm going to start attending their board meetings, so
that's a good idea.
Yeah, I do too.
We can kind of move this along, because we're not intending to be in the Little League business for a long period of time. It's mainly just to get them back on track.
Yeah. We want Little League in the city of Oldsmar, which we've always said, but we want it to be done and run, properly. So.
And I think with your suggestion, I think this is going to be a big help us when we have our meeting on Canal Park. That's going to be a huge hurdle that's going to be easy for us to climb over, but it's going to be a hurdle that's going to put a lot of this back together again. When the rules are made and everybody follows the rules, and the first person that violates the rules is gone.
Well, we'll discuss all that I know you're ready, at the workshop. Any other questions for Lynn?
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks, Lynn.
Thank you. Okay, we're ready to move on to item number 9, Mayor. Authorize the city attorney to prepare an ordinance allowing golf carts south of State Road 580. This initiated request came from residents in this portion of the city. The request has been reviewed by the Technical Review Committee in the Sheriff's Office. At this point, I'd like to ask Marie Dauphiné, our Planning and Redevelopment Director, to give you a little more background and what our recommendation is for proceeding.
Staff reviewed this request, and we noted that Gulf has requested the same permission to have golf carts, and the City Council did adopt an ordinance. It was Ordinance 2011-08, and that amended Chapter 66 of the Code of Ordinances to permit golf carts on designated streets in Gulf. Staff doesn't have any objection to this request, but we're recommending that it only be permitted south of Tampa Road, east of Forest Lakes Boulevard. And they would not be permitted to to drive on St. Petersburg Drive, or they would be permitted to cross St. Petersburg Drive. So it'd be really the interior streets, and I think there's a map in the packet. There was a list of requirements or conditions that staff is recommending be placed on the owners of the golf carts, and they're very similar to the ones that you placed on the golf cart owners in Gulf. You know, they'd have to register them. They'd have to have the appropriate equipment. They would have to be at least 16 years old to operate these. They wouldn't be permitted on city sidewalks or in the parks or on the trails. They would only be permitted, as I said, south of Tampa Road, and the golf carts would be required to be registered by the city. And if there's any other questions, I will try to answer them. So it's pretty much basically what we did for Gulf, only the area is a little bit different.
I have a comment. It's not about the golf carts here in town, but for you guys out there, the trail from Forest Lakes Boulevard over to Harbor Palms, we got golf carts in there all the time, and four-wheelers.
Well, it's not officially open yet, but
That's just a comment on that part. I have no comment.
I'm sure they're listening.
That was my only concern too, is that now we've got these beautiful 10-foot wide bike paths to be able to make sure that we're going to put the no motorized vehicle signs so that the golf carts don't go on the bike paths, and because that could be dangerous. And then I noticed that the state law says that they can't go over 20 miles an hour, yet
Correct.
the speed limit on some of these streets is 30.
Right,
30
so
or
they'd
35.
that would be limited to 20 miles per
Yeah,
hour.
so would the people with the golf carts know they can't go as fast as the speed limit says?
Well, you know, we've kind of copied some of the materials that Dunedin puts out for golf carts, and we'd have like a little brochure packet telling them
When they come to
exactly.
register it.
Mhm.
Right.
So what you're saying is our community policing officers need golf carts now?
You know what you
Or
may,
they could issue speeding tickets if they go 35.
well, what you may want to do is, as you issue the certificates for for each golf course,
The decals, yeah.
have them have a meeting with the SO and give them a little learning experience.
Well, typically what we did in Gulf, they had, whoever wanted their golf carts registered, there was a meeting and they went through all the regulations, the requirements, et cetera. And
Well, in Gulf it's going to be a little different than here, because you're going to have some young 17, 18-year-olds that's going to want to run a golf course, the golf cart. I mean, I would if I was that age and had one. So they need to have a little experience with the SO about how to manage the things within the law. Maybe an hour. That ain't going to hurt anybody.
An hour. I have just a quick question, and it's more for clarity on my part, and after meeting with Bruce, and maybe I misheard you, but it says south of Tampa Road, but we had talked about, is it actually going to be that, or is it going to be 580?
It's 580.
Okay.
oh, excuse me, yes.
580.
Okay.
East of 580, yes.
South of 580 and Forest Lakes, because
Yes.
it did say that in here. I just wanted to clarify, because, that's right? It is the
580 would be the northern limit.
limit. Okay. That's all I have. Any other?
I think it's a great idea.
I do too, yeah. Need a motion to approve? A second?
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Yes.
Aye.
Passes 4-0. Thank you.
Thank you. Mayor and council, the next item, approve amendment to the Tuscany Woods Agreement extending the closing date. This is an amendment to the agreement for the sale and purchase of property, which the city is the seller, and the buyer is BVK Tuscany Woods LLC. The buyer requested the extension to February 4th. The council is, I know, familiar with the project. It includes the acquisition of two parcels, both a city-owned parcel and a property further north that was owned by a church. And their contract to buy the church property had a closing date already in there, February 4th. They wanted to just postpone the city closing to that same date, close on both pieces at the same time. They have placed an additional $15,000 in escrow. It's kind of their good faith effort related to this amendment. So tonight I am recommending that you approve the amendment extending the closing date till February 4th.
Okay. Need a motion? Need a second?
Second.
Any other motion and a second? Any discussion on the item?
No.
If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Passes 4-0.
Thank you.
That all?
That's it for me.
That's it? City clerk?
I don't have anything.
No
Happy New
joy?
Year.
Huh?
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Next item is the city council scheduled work session on Canal Park and art in public places. I had requested the Canal Park, and we're going to piggyback that with the art in public places and try and get an update on that. The Canal Park one really kind of came as part of the whole Little League Baseball situation and everything that's going on out there, and a chance for us. I know personally I'm probably not as up to speed as I should be about kind of the usage and how we decide who uses it, who doesn't use it. I think, as Lynn said, even with the agreement that they have now, is to modify some of the rules so that they're not using all the fields if they don't warrant all the fields, and who can use them. We've got traveling ball people that use it. We've got other people that we want to use it. I just think as a council, it's time to kind of revisit the rules and how things happen in there. So, and then the art in public places, I believe, is just an update. Is that what we're getting on the two locations that we talked about? So you did say a date, but you've already got some input as to.
Yep. Well, based on the feedback I've already gotten of the two dates that were included in the memo, Monday, February 10th, 4:30 p.m. seemed to be preferable.
At this point, that works for me.
That's better for me than the first date.
I'm out of town on the first date, so.
That's fine. Okay.
Thank you.
Fine with
And
me.
the work session will be held here in the work session room.
Perfect. At 4:30?
4:30 p.m., Monday, February 10th.
All right. Next item is comments by council members. Councilmember Beaverland. Do I dare ask you to go first?
I understand we have a new code enforcement officer.
Yes, that's right.
I've taken care of most of mine with the city manager already, but I do have one that I had mentioned this one other time, and I'm going to mention it again because I think we need to do this. And I would probably suggest the city clerk's office probably take this and run with it with our help. What I think we should do is that contact both of our elementary schools. I had mentioned this before, and have them have the students that want to write a short essays about our veterans and Veterans Day and Memorial Day. And then they'll have the mayor or the city manager or us or whoever set up a judging committee and read the essays and then judge the essays and then have some kind of a prize and read who the first, second, and third winner, whoever, have them read their essays on Veterans Day and Memorial Day.
And what it means to them and
what it means to them. And then we can give them some kind of a prize or incentive. But the incentive here is to get them involved in Veterans Day and Memorial Day, because these are 2 days of the year that is important to all of us.
sure they are. I like the
that idea.
I like the idea. I think anything that gets the kids involved in it. I got to tell you, it is really neat to. I remember the first year I went years and years ago, and I didn't know who would show up. But it really felt good, the number of kids that actually do come out. And I'm sure their parents bring them, but it's nice, and it's an educational experience for them. So I think it wouldn't hurt to do it to adults, because I'm not sure a lot of them even know what it's about. So,
And that is sad, isn't it? So, do you have a problem with that?
No, that's,
Then we need to work on it immediately. That's all I have, Mayor. Happy New Year. Happy
Okay.
New Year.
I'll believe you when I hear it. We'll get back to you. Councilmember Norris.
Thank you all for who you are.
There you go. Well, number one, prayers to Janice Miller. She's still home and doing the best that she can be doing. And we're gonna miss you, Tom, so you better still come around. I know he's already left. So he's gonna have to watch it on TV, because that was a good idea. But I'm sure Lonnie's gonna do a great job. And so welcome to Oldsmar. Or you're continuing here at Oldsmar, right?
Been here a long time.
Yeah. And I just wanted to, of course, happy holidays and congratulations, Knowles. That was really hard to watch that game last night as a Knowles fan. It was, but at least the ending was good.
It was harder to watch it for an Auburn fan, though.
That's true. Sorry, Dave. The firefighter Dave, he was pacing in front of his TV. I saw on Facebook, he had all his Auburn stuff on.
Yeah.
So, and then I just wanted to let everybody know that I attended a town hall with Representative Gus Bilirakis. He had a town hall to address the Biggerts Waters Act, and it was standing room only. The press was there. People were outraged, as we all were. And Gus is proposing to legislature up in DC some delays and some stops, and trying to work it out for those of us in Pinellas County. You might not know, but Pinellas County is the #1 county in the entire country affected by the increase in flood insurance, and with some 50,000 policies that are going to be affected. And I thought that it was wonderful that it was just 2 days after he got home from being in session, and it was a couple days before Christmas. And he organized this with elected officials from all over the state. So for people to say that, it's a do-nothing Congress right now, I disagree when it comes to Gus, because he was working hard and he had the property appraiser. It was just, all we were trying to do was trying to come up with solutions. So those of you that are affected in pre-firm houses or anywhere in a flood zone, the flood zones are going to be increased. It's just crazy. Make sure that you contact your representatives and make it known that you would like to back what Gus is doing up in DC, because it's going to help all of us here in Oldsmar. So
It's not our representatives that's going to control this. This is the problem. See, Gus got blindsided. All these representatives around here voted for that stupid thing.
well, they had to
But,
really.
No, they didn't have to, but they were blindsided about it. And the people in Kansas, the people in Arkansas, and the people in
Middle America.
whomever, they're the ones that are. Gus can, and I love Gus. You know that. I'm one of his advisors. He can introduce 1,000 of
But
these
at
things.
least he's trying. And this time it was New York and New Jersey that struck it down because they needed the money for Sandy victims. So it wasn't even Kansas this time.
Gus does great for us, but it's these other idiots.
Well, that's why we need all of our citizens to have their voice be heard as well, because Gus can't do it
Then we all
alone.
need to call the congressmen in Kansas.
And
those places.
Happy New Year.
Did you say you were coming back to him?
Yeah, I was going to come back. Okay, are you done?
Yes, I am. Thank
Would
you,
you like to add
Mayor.
anything else before we move on? No? Councilmember McGee.
That
I
depends
miss
on Debbie.
We haven't closed you out yet, so don't worry.
the December 3rd meeting, but I enjoyed watching the video. As some of you all wished everyone happy birthdays, and then Doug said, "Are you filling in for McGee tonight?"
Oh, yeah.
So I'm glad I was in your thoughts, that you were thinking of me during that meeting. But since I wasn't here for that, I wanted to wish you all Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year and a happy belated birthday to Tom.
Thank you.
And congrats to Tom, who already left, but he will definitely be missed, especially right in the downtown area where I live, and I always see him driving by. And Also wanted to let everyone know, of course, we're thinking of Janice, and she couldn't be here again tonight, but sent her a little card around Christmas, and she's always in our thoughts. And so we love you, Janice, and are thinking of you. I also wanted to thank Tom Price, the resident who put that golf cart proposal together, because I wasn't here for that meeting. But that is a perfect example of a resident that wants something to happen in a city, and he puts everything together that needs to be put together, and then it gets approved.
Yeah.
That's pretty, and I'm really happy I live south of Forest Lakes, because I told Bruce we need to invest in a golf cart now. That's just, so congrats and kudos to that resident. And
Just stay off the bike path in front of my house.
And just some business news. So I had heard that Costco might be coming to the West Chase area, which I thought was pretty neat. And then confirmed that one of my family members is actually doing the architectural plans for it, and it looks like it's pretty solid. At Sheldon and Linebaugh, there's a corner there that they're considering.
Oh.
Yep. So that's pretty neat.
Sheldon
so
and
for
what?
all the Sheldon Linebaugh.
Sheldon and Linebaugh?
Yeah, so Forest Lakes, right when you get to Sheldon, I think on the right there at the light.
Yeah, across from Walgreens or whatever.
Oh,
that is.
yeah. Yeah.
So development's still continuing, the economy's turning around. I saw that Brass Tap, looks like it's about to open up across the street here in the Flamestone Plaza, and Jimmy John's is getting close. I know
They're close.
some friends that have been waiting a long time for that. So just want to share that with the people that are watching on TV, and excited to, even if some of them aren't in Oldsmar, excited to have them right around the corner. So, and that's all I had.
Welcome back. It's nice having 4 instead of 3.
I didn't come back over to you yet. I don't have a whole lot. We miss you, Janice, and hope you had a great holiday. Janice does still stay involved in a lot of the things that we're doing. She just, the energy that it takes to come to be part of the meetings just wears her out. And but she definitely is involved with a lot of the other committees that she's on and things like that, and providing input. So thoughts and prayers with you. The trail, you mentioned it. Somebody asked me that today. I think Jerry Peruzzi asked me, the piece right there by Forest Lakes when is that actually supposed to open? Do we know? Uh-oh. That was a look of.
No, I don't. Mr. Reeves might.
As soon as we do substantial completion and close out everything.
Is that an hour or?
No, I would say by the end of January.
Okay, all right. Somebody asked me and I didn't know. I'm like, I don't know. I drive by and it's gated up. I couldn't get my golf cart through there, so. I saw the emails that flew back and forth about the trail down by the park, and I drove down there. It really looks nice.
Looks
and
great.
it really, and I saw the questions about the park bench, and I saw Lynn's response, and it makes sense why we do it that way for safety. Somebody's coming Friday. Who's coming Friday to film?
St. Pete Clearwater Visitors Bureau.
The Visitors Bureau is coming, and that's, I would say, Deb Pauley and the city clerk's office that pretty much put the effort into that. Deb's really been working hard with that, and even with the, what do you call it, the film, what is that called?
The St. Petersburg Clearwater Film Commission.
Film Commission, because they came here, and they were really impressed with the city of Oldsmar, and at the time, I think the only item in that film bureau for the city of Oldsmar was and it's got a different name now, was the A Day Motel. So that's a hot spot for film locations, but typically by the police department. So, but it does have a new name, and I know Deb's been working with them. I think they made repeat trips to Tampa Bay Downs, although that's not in Oldsmar directly. So that's neat. I don't know exactly what they're going to do, but the Visitors Bureau to try and get exposure for the city of Oldsmar is great. So kudos on all the efforts there. Do you have anything else, Mr. Beaverland?
Yeah, Janice, I didn't say that to begin with, and I apologize. We love you, and we hope 2014 is a great year for you.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And I want to wish you and the city manager great luck on your meeting with Commissioner
Yes. Ken
Ken
Welch.
Ken Welch.
Ken. Yeah. He's a friend. I keep get people's names with Ken.
Yeah, that's Thursday. We're meeting with Ken on some funding for the BMX track. We're hitting this thing from multiple sides, and we're getting some great feedback on it. So that's Thursday. And
Ken is a friend of Oldsmar. he wanted to, when I was mayor, he said that he would.
Which time?
He would work with us to finish the trail from Pine Avenue north all the way to the Learning Center for Booker Creek Preserve.
Right.
And that's still in our program, I hope someday. On the sidewalk, the trail by the park, the city manager and I had talked about that. He's going to correct part of it.
Well, it's not completely finished yet.
No, I mean the part that we talked about.
Yeah, I took notes.
Where they went around what do you call those things?
Meter box.
A meter box. I couldn't believe they did that. The meter box is sitting right out in the middle, and anyway, thank you, Mayor.
You sure you're done?
Good luck.
Thank you. Any other comments?
Oh, I have one more comment.
Okay.
Linda and I did the Safety Harbor Parade along with the mayor, who had a very nice hot rod that he got to ride around in.
Yeah, but he rode in a Chevrolet.
Well, I know.
True, it's a little bit dishonor to the city there, but
we did kind of a trade because the city of Safety Harbor rode in an Oldsmobile. So he rode in the Oldsmobile. So see, it's kind of that brotherly thing.
Yeah, it was a beautiful car.
that was the.
We
parade
rode
was
in an
great.
Oldsmobile together.
Well, and the reason I say that is, but the reason is we don't go in it often is because we have to bring our own cars, and I had somebody that had a brand new Corvette that said I could ride in it, and so I did.
We're gonna have to hook you up with an Oldsmobile guy. But the parade was great. They had a ton of attendance, and it's funny because I go to Safety Harbor all the time. It's dinner but when we were riding down and people see the signs, Oldsmar, and they were shouting out Oldsmar, or they knew our names, and so that was always really nice to see.
That's funny you say that because I mentioned that to Bruce that I hadn't done that, although I know a lot of people over there, but it was kind of neat to ride through there and recognize a lot of the faces that you see all the time, and they do yell your name and they know you, and they even commented, I know when I drove by, that it's neat that the city of Oldsmar and the city of Safety Harbor do kind of have that relationship, and I mean that's what we've worked towards, with our parks cards and all that kind of thing. So yeah, that was fun. It was a beautiful day, and I know Bruce and I have talked about it. I think Amber, the way we do our parade, and to put more of our city vehicles in the parade, because they had everything in there from tree trimmers to things that suck stuff out of sewers. And I mean, we got pretty cool stuff here. The Kaiser, if we could get that thing in there. I don't know if you could ride that, but
You could drive it.
I could, yeah.
That thing you want to drive?
Oh, that thing, yeah. It looks like a big.
With the wheels go up everywhere.
Yeah, we could lift and wave the wheels at people, but it is neat. And what was neat about it is, I think it lets taxpayers and residents see, where their money goes, and that, and it gives a chance for the workers to show off our trucks.
That also brings it back to the way Oldsmar Days parades were back in the 60s and 70s.
That's what it was, man.
That's what it was.
Yeah, it wasn't all politicians like it was that one year. It was a big political parade.
There was
So.
never any politicians in the parades back then.
Yeah, so anyway, no, that was great. I'm glad
That's
you
all
brought
I
that up. Yeah.
Mayor, I do have one other thing. Did y'all read Sunday's paper
Yes.
Had an agenda, a jury agenda.
A part about Sunday's paper.
about the
The parkland between
The
the different
parkland?
cities. I did see that Oldsmar wasn't in that article.
It was not in there.
Did you send them a note?
That reporter got 15 minutes of an ear burn. 15 minutes. He knows where Oldsmar is now, Mayor.
I didn't see the article. I'll have to look it up.
Well, you're lucky. At a major.
Every
I read it
county, it was
online.
every city in
It was
Pinellas
on the
County and all
front
the
page.
parkland and Oldsmar was
I
in.
said, and Diane's going to hear from me next. Diane Steinlich, she's going to hear from me next. I didn't have time today.
It talked about the parks in every city but
Oldsmar wasn't listed.
I told him, I said, do you even know where Oldsmar is? I said, Oldsmar is 10 square miles. Over 3 square miles of that is parkland. And I said, Oldsmar has taken the lead. We're the ones that had 80 acres out here that was going to be developed on $1 million homes. And we went, city manager, and we went to the state and got over $1 million to buy that land, and we put it in the Mobley Bay, M-O-B-L-E-Y, the Mobley Bay Preserve. This city went to the Pinellas County, and now this kid's getting an earful. we went to the Pinellas County to borrow, to partner with them on 12 or 15 acres at the end of Shore Drive East that was in the county, that was going to be built with condominiums. And we bought that with their help, and they agreed that we could annex it, and we put it into a beautiful park. I said, you say Tarpon Springs has, I don't know, for every resident, they have 2 acres? I said, the city of Oldsmar has square miles.
Yeah.
So we're
But he
going to, are
knows
we
where
going to
the
be
city-
featured in an article now, an exclusive article, Oldsmar next parks?
section.
Well, Diane's next. I mean, this is ridiculous. I was hoping Piper'd be here tonight. This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
This city has been the leader.
We have more parks per capita than most cities in the state, don't we? I mean,
Yes.
yeah.
It's a wonder Kansas City didn't beat us.
Take a breath.
Yeah,
I just want to let y'all know that he got an earful.
Thank you.
Well, good. We would expect no less from you. You would disappoint if you didn't. Speaking of parks, do we have an update on the Borrow Pit?
Yes, we're working on it. We're talking about,
I know you told me some things about some additional potential.
I don't know how much Bruce wants to make public at this point, but we did have some serious discussions with them. We met with Herod Properties, and they're interested in basically not only giving the city what they are obligated to do, but give the city an additional 25 acres
Yeah.
in return for maybe a little portion of land somewhere else within the city that's close to them that they could use.
hasn't been reused.
So maybe even make the Borrow Pit property even
That's
larger.
awesome.
Take it.
So
I'm optimistic, yeah, we'll get that worked out. And as Tom said, the agreement required the conveyance of 50 acres, but I think we could get maybe more like 100.
100.
Nice. That would be great. But are we through all the regulation part of it?
Yes.
It's now just with the landowner, we've got
Yes.
met all our compliance with Swift Mud, or they have, not us.
Yeah, Army Corps of Engineer was the basic
Is it?
one of
Okay.
the issues, and that's all been resolved. So we're very, very close.
Is there ongoing monitoring that will have to be done with that property?
Yes.
Once it
It'll
conveys?
be like everything else.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
But then,
I know there's a monitoring period, I just didn't know.
the city attorney and the city manager and staff can start laying out the lake for,
Like Beaverland, is that what it's called?
laying out for,
What else would it be?
for bass tournaments
There you go.
and places to park your vehicles out there, your
Campers, RVs.
RVs, and have about 3 bass tournaments a year and make Oldsmar the bass tournament city of the South.
I like it.
I like it. I mean, I like that. We don't know exactly what's going to happen, but I'm just curious.
Yeah, we're working on it.
Okay.
And it's getting very close.
Seeing nothing else, I need a motion to approve the January 21st agenda.
So moved.
So moved, so moved. Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Turn.
I missed you guys.
Me too. It was